What if AGI is closer than anyone admits? And what if Google already mapped its arrival? For years, artificial general intelligence felt mysterious. It sounded distant, theoretical, almost like science fiction. But suddenly, the fog around AGI is clearing, and the clarity is coming from Google itself. Demis Hassabis finally explained their real roadmap. Not hype, not speculation, but strategic direction. The plan sounds calculated, patient, and incredibly ambitious, and it changes how we should see AI. Most people think AGI means conscious machines. Others imagine robots replacing every human job. But Google's framing feels far more deliberate. They describe AGI as a progressive capability shift. Step by step, systems become increasingly autonomous, not overnight domination, but gradual intelligence scaling. That subtle difference changes everything about expectations, because gradual change is harder to notice and harder to emotionally prepare for. Hassabis emphasizes problem-solving across multiple domains, not just language, not just images, true generalization across tasks humans handle daily. That is the benchmark Google seems focused on. It is not about flashy demos, it is about consistent cross-domain reasoning power. The shift feels both technical and philosophical, because defining intelligence changes how we build it. Google is prioritizing reasoning over raw scale. That alone separates them from competitors. Scale matters, but structured cognition matters more. Hassabis highlights scientific discovery as a core goal. Imagine AI accelerating breakthroughs in medicine, or solving physics problems beyond human intuition. That is where AGI becomes transformative. Not viral chatbots, but research accelerators. This reframes the entire public narrative. AGI is not entertainment technology. It is infrastructure for global problem-solving. And infrastructure changes civilizations quietly. That quiet transformation is already beginning. Google's labs are not chasing headlines. They are refining reasoning architectures carefully. The strategy sounds cautious but relentless, and caution often signals long-term confidence. So the real question is not if, but when. But clarity does not mean simplicity. Google's AGI roadmap reveals layered strategic depth. Hassabis speaks about intelligence as cumulative progress. Each generation builds on prior limitations. Models evolve through structured reinforcement and iteration. This is not accidental advancement. It is engineered momentum toward general capability. He stresses alignment alongside capability expansion. Intelligence without alignment creates unpredictable consequences. So safety becomes foundational, not optional. That balance defines Google's cautious acceleration approach. They are not racing blindly toward dominance. They are calibrating growth against societal readiness. That signals long-term thinking over short-term hype. Hassabis mentions multimodal systems as critical milestones. Language alone cannot achieve full general intelligence. Vision, action, memory must integrate seamlessly. True cognition requires unified understanding across modalities. That integration is technically complex and computationally demanding, yet Google continues investing heavily in infrastructure, custom chips, optimized training, scalable architectures. Because AGI demands exponential computational support, hardware strategy becomes inseparable from intelligence strategy. That vertical integration strengthens Google's positioning significantly, but infrastructure alone does not create reasoning. Hassabis emphasizes abstraction and planning abilities. Systems must simulate outcomes before executing actions. That predictive modeling mirrors human cognitive processes. It reflects deep roots in neuroscience inspiration. DeepMind originally pursued biologically inspired intelligence frameworks. That philosophy still influences Google's AGI ambitions. They are modeling reasoning, not memorization. Understanding patterns, not repeating data sets mechanically. This distinction separates intelligence from automation. Automation follows instructions within narrow boundaries. Intelligence adapts beyond predefined scenarios dynamically. Google aims for that adaptive flexibility. Hassabis suggests AGI will unlock scientific revolutions. Climate modeling could become dramatically more precise. Drug discovery timelines could shrink significantly. Complex simulations could guide policy decisions globally. These applications redefine economic and geopolitical landscapes. AGI becomes a strategic national advantage, and Google understands that global implication clearly. That awareness fuels their disciplined, strategic execution. But here is where perspective suddenly shifts. AGI may not arrive with dramatic announcement. It could emerge quietly through capability stacking, one breakthrough layered upon another, until the threshold simply disappears. Hassabis hints at this gradual crossover moment, a point where systems feel undeniably general, not perfect, but functionally transformative. That subtle emergence changes public expectations entirely, because people anticipate a singular explosive event. Instead, they may witness incremental normalization. AI becomes routine before becoming revolutionary. That psychological shift is profoundly important. Normalization reduces resistance and skepticism naturally. It integrates intelligence into daily workflows seamlessly. First in research labs and enterprises, then across consumer platforms and services, eventually embedded into invisible digital infrastructure. And by then, dependency becomes irreversible. Hassabis discusses agency as future development, systems acting independently toward complex goals, not just responding, but proactively planning. That introduces entirely new ethical considerations. Who defines acceptable boundaries for autonomous decisions? How do we audit machine reasoning transparently? These questions become urgent, not hypothetical. Google acknowledges governance must evolve simultaneously. Regulation cannot trail too far behind. Collaboration between industry and policymakers becomes essential. Because AGI reshapes power structures globally, intelligence amplification affects economics and security. Nations investing heavily will gain disproportionate leverage. Companies controlling platforms will influence outcomes massively. That concentration of capability demands responsibility. Hassabis repeatedly emphasizes beneficial alignment outcomes. AGI should augment humanity, not replace it. It should expand human creativity and discovery, not compress opportunity into elite control. That vision sounds optimistic yet calculated, because optimism drives funding and public support. But execution determines real-world consequences. And execution depends on architectural breakthroughs ahead. We are watching the foundation forming now, the scaffolding of future intelligence quietly rising, and few truly grasp its implications yet. So what does this mean for you? It means waiting is no longer strategic. The transition has already quietly begun. Skills tied to repetition will decline first. Skills tied to reasoning will amplify dramatically. Hassabis indirectly signals this coming shift. Intelligence will become a shared utility layer. Just like electricity transformed every industry, AGI could redefine competitive advantage permanently. Those prepared will multiply their capabilities. Those passive may struggle to adapt quickly. The window for positioning is narrowing. Education systems are already lagging behind. Businesses are experimenting faster than regulators. Startups are building atop foundation models aggressively. Google is shaping the deeper infrastructure quietly. That dual movement accelerates ecosystem transformation. Hassabis frames AGI as scientific acceleration engine. But economic acceleration follows scientific breakthroughs inevitably. Markets reward productivity and intelligence expansion. Capital flows toward exponential capability growth. That creates feedback loops of innovation. Innovation compounds faster than society anticipates, and compounding shifts timelines dramatically. 5 years could feel like decades. Strategic clarity is therefore invaluable right now. Google's roadmap signals long-term commitment clearly. This is not experimental side research. It is core to their future identity. AGI becomes the organizing principle internally. Every product eventually connects to intelligence layers. Search, cloud, robotics, enterprise tools converge. A unified intelligence backbone powers everything. That structural integration is immensely powerful. Competitors must either collaborate or compete fiercely, and few possess comparable research depth. DeepMind's legacy strengthens Google's technical advantage. Hassabis represents vision anchored in science, not marketing hype, but cognitive ambition. That credibility increases roadmap believability significantly. The clearer the plan becomes, the urgency rises. AGI is no longer abstract speculation. It is an engineering objective under construction. The question is how you respond. Because the intelligence era is accelerating regardless,